It was July 20th, 2024. A normal busy day for Anna Sebastian. She video called her mother around 10 pm. She had ordered food to PG and went downstairs to collect it. But when she was climbing up the stairs, she collapsed. Anna Sebastian, a 26-year-old chartered accountant who cleared her exams in November 2023, joined EY's Pune office on March 19, 2024. But 4 months later, on July 20th, she died due to a cardiac arrest. This issue came into light after her mother wrote a letter to EY's Pune head on September 17. She allegedly blamed EY's toxic culture and long working hours as the reason for her death. While this might be partly true, it is entirely not EY's fault. There are 3 more culprits in this case, due to which Anna is not there with us now. EY is one of the big 4 companies, which refers to 4 largest professional services in the world. Now Anna, being a chartered accountant, she worked in the audit department of EY. See this Reddit post by an anonymous user who was a former employee in EY. They mentioned that working with them was horrid and complained that their systems are very slow, rigid and filled with lot of hierarchy. Another user replied that audit department of any company is terrible. So I dug a little deeper to find out whether the allegations that were made on auditing department is true. According to Glassdoor, a CA on an average earns 8 to 9 lakh rupees per annum. However, some current and former employees have reported very challenging conditions, particularly in tax and audit departments. They claimed that while partners focus on achieving project margins and targets, employees are required to work overtime without recording any hours, leading to unpaid extra work. This seems particularly true for audit department and not so much for other departments in EY. To understand why this is the case, let's see how audit departments work. Suppose a listed company wants to audit their books for a particular quarter. They have a strict deadline to submit their financial records to the market regulator, that is NSE or BSE. From companies' books getting closed to submitting the books to market regulator, the time here is very short. So what companies do is to overburden limited resources. After the letter that Anna's mother wrote to EY's head, he wrote a LinkedIn post on the tragic demise. He faced a lot of backlash from the former employees. The ex-employee says that the director used to make him work for 17 to 18 hours in a day. And she additionally said the helpline number that is there to report any such incidents such as discrimination, harassments, etc. were used to silence the employees who raised their voice against discrimination. Also, when a current employee commented on the post regarding Anna, he had to delete the same post next day because he got a call from the director saying that a serious action will be taken against him if the comment is not removed and if the current employees post anything against the company and its reputation. This tells us a lot about companies' work culture. And also, it is pretty evident that the work-life balance in the company is pretty terrible, especially in the audit department. Though EY was the trigger of the stress, overwork and burden must have been built up over the time. CA exams are generally known to be very exhausting. The exam is conducted by ICAI. This exam is very exhausting not only because of number of subjects that needs to be passed, but if the candidate fails even one paper, then they must reappear the entire group of papers, which is kind of unfair, which means hardly 5 to 10% of the enrolled students go to the final stages and only 2 to 5% of the people qualify as chartered accountants. When comparing this to USA's CPA exam, candidates there can retake only the failed subject. CPA exam can be taken any time throughout the year in authorized centers, whereas CA exam is only held twice a year, and the overall pass percentage for the CPA exams in the US is close to 50%. That means 1 out of 2 people who have enrolled will qualify. Over the years, many CA exam students have complained about the stress and emotional challenges that they go through. Government laws have also played a role here. In India, working hours in private sector are primarily governed by Factories Act 1948 and the Shop Establishment Acts of various states. We are in 2024 and the act is still in 1948, which is ridiculous. The maximum working hours allowed in a week is 48 hours, with no more than 9 hours of work in a single day. Employers must provide a break of 30 to 60 minutes after 4 to 5 hours of continuous work. Overtime is permitted but only limited to 2 hours per day, and it must be compensated twice the normal wage rate. And if the companies do not comply to these regulations, they can face fines up to 1 lakh rupees. A fine of 1 lakh rupees seems like a joke to me. These companies make billions in revenue and they don't mind paying dozens of fines like this. When comparing this labor laws to other countries, especially Europe, France enforces 35-hour work week with strict protections, including a right to disconnect. That is, the employer cannot contact the employee after the working hours. Germany strictly caps 40 hours per week and the penalties for violations are very severe. So laws in India are very liberal and are like a loose cannon. Private sector, especially the IT companies, do not follow all these rules. Many companies are pressurizing governments to extend the work day to 14 hours, which is inhuman. Finally, the hustle culture, societal pressure, etc. I think these play a major role in anyone's life. Hard work is glorified too much. A person who works 12 plus hours is celebrated. Because of this social validation, it makes the person to keep working the same way for the social validation, making them overworked and burned out. See these videos by some of our leaders in the country.
Our youngsters must say, this is my country. I want to work 70 hours a week. Somehow our youth have the habit of taking not so desirable habits from the West.
I work 20 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Wow.
So 140 hours.
You're Sudha Murthy's dream, yeah?
Narayan Murthy's dream, rather.
It's the same with you, I'm guessing.
Absolutely,
that
man.
you don't believe in this weekend concept that
Yeah.
people can't reach you on a weekend.
Not at all.
Right.
And the younger generation today, I feel, wants a little bit of what I don't agree with this work-life balance concept. You know, because if you are enjoying your work, you will actually find happiness in life also and work also, and the both will be in harmony.
Well, before I say anything, I partly agree with them because to make it big in your life, you need to hustle, put in the extra effort and not look for balance in the life. But all these rules are to do some exceptional things, building new things, building companies, etc. They all require that kind of effort, 70-hour weeks, 140 hours a week. But an average person like us who works in a job and who do not have those high ambitions typically want balance in their lives. They are looking for the balance. They want to spend their time with families, pursue hobbies, etc. And for people who want and are looking for a balance in the life, balance is not handed to them. Well, that's because the corporate culture puts a lot of emphasis on long working hours and they forget that balance is essential, and the employees who are working should be given that option and should not be imposed on them. And societal glorification of long working hours should be stopped to bring a solution for this problem. In the end, I think these are the 4 major culprits that killed her. I hope we see some changes in the systems after this incident. With that said, that's it from me today. I hope you understood the issue and the reason behind it. I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.